Hello? Does it work? Does it? Okay, cool. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about honesty today. So I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I am very nervous. So bear with me. Okay, so here's a collage. Oh, no, go back. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is a collage of just some things about me that I like and stuff. So up on the left corner is a picture of me and my best friend Amaya. I've known her for about 6 years now, and she's honestly one of the kindest people that I've met. And she's been there for me in times where nobody else was, and I love you, Amaya. And next to that is a picture that it basically summarizes a lot of my interests. Like, it has a cottage, it has flowers, a sunset, all of that next to a body of water. That's like my happy place. So yeah. And then next to that is a picture of me and Amaya doing karaoke. I love doing karaoke. I love singing, dancing, and having fun. I love it. And then next to that is a picture of me dancing. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. And that picture is specifically of me dancing back in June. I've danced in competitions, I've danced for performances, but currently I'm dancing just for performances. And then on the bottom left is me in my early stages of dancing. I was a baby Mia right there. Next to that is a picture of my other best friend, Nina. She is 8 years old, and she's a Yorkish Terrier, and I love her so much. And then next to that is Harry Styles. I don't know what to say about Harry Styles. There's so much to say about him, but I love his music, I love his outfit. Oh, this outfit is actually inspired by Harry Styles. So yes. And so I love him so much. So he had to be up there. And then next to that is another picture that summarizes a lot of my interests. I love reading, I love listening to music, and I love coffee. Some days it's what keeps me going, as a lot of you guys can agree with me. Coffee, it keeps us going. And then next to that is a picture of my amazing family, which are back there. It's my mom, my dad, and me. I have a sister and 2 nieces, but I didn't put them up there, my bad. But I also do love them very much. And then something I didn't put up there, I'm actually Puerto Rican. Both of my parents are born and raised in Puerto Rico. I was born here, but I can speak fluently Spanish. So if you guys speak Spanish, and I don't know you speak Spanish, come up to me, and we'll have a conversation in Spanish. I will love it. But that's enough about me. Let me get right into it. Okay, so honesty, it's commonly defined as free of deceit and untruthfulness, or just being sincere. My first point today will be honest because God tells us to be. I used to think that simply not saying anything when I had done something wrong was not lying or sinning. But then others would find out that I was hiding something and would lose trust in me. And then now I take time to think things through and talk with others instead of hiding the truth. Some people say, since we're human, that we lie and we sin and we can't control it. But I believe that even though we are humans, we can resist temptation to lie. As the Bible tells us, the Lord detests lying lips, but he delights in people who are trustworthy. Proverbs 12:22. So I aim to be trustworthy, and I want people to know me for telling the truth and being honest. For example, the story of Queen Esther in the Bible is a story that has appeared frequently in my life, since I was born to my baptism and now again. For those of you that don't know the story of Queen Esther, it surrounds the life of a Jewish girl in Persia. And at that time, being Jewish, Jewish people were looked down upon. In that time, I guess they just didn't like Jewish people or something. And then the problem in this story was that the king of Persia, he had lost his wife, and so he was in search of a new wife. So he set out this beauty pageant for all of the prettiest women in Persia. And then all of them went to this, and then he had to choose one woman. And then one of these women in the pageant was Esther. But she would have never imagined that she would win, right? Nobody knew she was Jewish, so she entered anyways. And then she won. But the king still did not know that she was Jewish. So this was a bit of a problem for her, because if they found out she was Jewish, then I think he would kill her or something. But then eventually she had to tell him, and I'm going to tell you now. So Queen Esther kept the secret of her being a Jew for a long time until she finally revealed it to the king, her husband, in order to save her people. Oh, because I forgot to mention, the king's right-hand man, he really did not like Jewish people. And he had serious beef with Esther's uncle, Mordecai. So, what did he do? Oh, he set out an order to wipe out all of the Jewish people in Persia. So then, when Esther found out about this, she was very upset, and so she didn't know what to do. But she prayed and she waited on the Lord for the opportune moment to tell the king her secret. And she said, oh, she must have been scared to see his reaction. She was probably worried that he wouldn't love her anymore after he found out she was a Jew. But actually, once she revealed this hard truth, he loved her more and removed the order to wipe out her people. So, that right there is a great example of how God shows up in our lives after we are truthful, even though it might be scary sometimes. So, I mentioned that the story of Queen Esther has showed up many times in my life, and I wanted to explain why. So, as many of you might know, I'm my mom's only child. I have an older sister, but she's my father's daughter, because my mom, lots of doctors told her that she wouldn't be able to have kids, and if she did have kids, she would only be able to have one. So, I'm a miracle, and I believe that I'm here for a reason. So this specific verse in Esther, I don't have a slide for it, I'm sorry, but this specific verse in Esther always stands out to me. Esther 4:14. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. I know I'm not like a royal or anything, but I do know that I'm a miracle. So I believe that God has a plan for me, that I'm here for a special reason. So yeah. Okay. On to my next point. Be honest because it sets you free. So about 4 years ago, little Mia did something that she now regrets a lot. So I did something to the shoes of a person that I thought was my friend, out of like anger or jealousy. I'm not even sure what it was, but it seemed like a harmless prank at the time, but it was actually destruction of property. So, yeah. But that's not so important. What is important is that I kept it in the back of my mind for 3 or 4 months. I tried to brush it off, and I thought that no one would know, but I still feared the day when everyone would find out, which caused me some anxiety. But after that experience and others, I learned that revenge belongs to God. It is not up to us, and I have learned to use self-control more often. So, now I know that holding in the truth can do more damage to you than to others. As my mom always tells me, it is better to tell a hard truth than a lie. So, before I continue, I wanted us to do a quick game of 2 truths and a lie. I'm sure most of you guys have already played it, but in case you don't know how to play it, you turn to your neighbor and you tell them 2 truths and a lie about yourself, and they have to figure out which one is the lie. So I'll give you about 3 minutes to do so, and then we'll come back and I'll ask you a question. Can we have some music? Yeah, some Harry Styles music, please. on one of your neighbors, then let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back in. Okay. I'ma wait. Thank you. Okay, so did you feel it was easier to tell the truth or to lie? For me too. I usually feel like it's easier to lie in this game because I get carried away making funny lies about myself, and then I forget to tell the two truths, and then I have to go back and redo it, but anyways. But maybe for some of you guys it was easier to tell the truth, which is good because it's easier to talk more about yourself, and then you can't really find out what to lie about. Or maybe for some of you guys, you're really good at this game and you can tell both the truths and the lie, and it was hard for your neighbor to find out the lie. That would be cool, because then you guys are clearly good at the game and I am not, but it's okay. Anyways, on to my third point. Don't lie, it only makes things worse. Sometimes I lie for simple things out of fear of others getting mad. I feel the need to keep lying in order for them to not find out until it becomes a big lie with so many stories that I cannot remember. I call this the snowball effect because it starts off as a small thing that you think is harmless, a harmless lie, right? But then as you keep lying, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets so big and it crashes into something and explodes, hurting you and hurting others. So I try to avoid that. Now, I realize that it is not too late to tell the truth. Even if I started lying, I could just tell the truth without continuing the chain or snowball. I have learned that it is hard to keep lies going after a while, and that all truth comes to light eventually. As the Bible tells us, whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out. Proverbs 10:9. So before I finish off, I want to tell you guys a story. It's a bit personal, and I almost didn't want to tell you guys. But in the end, God encouraged me to talk about it, and I think I am ready to talk about it. So, about 3 years ago, when I was going to start middle school, something happened to me that shouldn't have to happen to anybody. I really hated myself. I became my worst enemy. And I thought that I was nothing. I would tell myself bad things that you shouldn't have to tell yourself. Like, I would tell myself that nobody loved me, that I was nothing, that I was dumb. I even told myself that God didn't love me. But those were all lies. I know that God loves me. Even if He's quiet for some time, I know that He's just working on something big. But I did not know that then. And my naive brain, I believed myself. And it got so out of control that it became as if there was a whole other person inside of me, a person that I could not control. And I scared myself. I harmed myself. And I could not control myself. And I became very afraid of myself. And one part of me was afraid of myself. The other part of me was just, I could not stand myself. I hated myself so much for some weird reason. I now know that it's because I wasn't so close to God. I needed to be looking for Him instead of looking for the validation of other people. I was trying to fit in with a specific group of people, and I stopped caring about myself, and I stopped thinking about God, and I focused too much on trying to fit in their group. I never fitted in their group, but I still hated myself, and I thought that no one loved me. It got so bad that I attempted suicide multiple times. Thank God it never worked. But I was very unhappy with myself. I thought that since that specific group of people did not want me, then nobody wanted me. And I didn't want to be around anymore. And then one day, one of the worst things that has ever happened in my life happened to me. When I was going to attempt, my mom found me. And I had to explain everything to her. I had to tell her everything, and I became very vulnerable towards her, which was scary to me. But actually, talking to my parents and letting everything out, it helped me. It helped me to heal, and it helped me to realize emotions that I did not know that I really had. And I thought that I couldn't talk to anybody about it. Since so many kids around me were going through similar situations, I thought that my situation didn't matter. But it did. It really did. My health, my mental health, my physical health, all of it mattered, but I thought that it didn't. And really talking about it helped me to realize that I'm loved, that I have a lot of people who want to be with me, and that God loves me most of all. And being able to talk with my parents, it opened up a new side of me that I felt that I could talk with people, that it was okay to talk to people. And I now started having, sessions with my therapist. I got a therapist, and so that's also helped me to open up and to really just talk to people when I feel sad. I now have a different type of trust with my parents. I know that I can talk to them when I feel sad or when I feel down. And I know that God loves me, even if He's quiet sometimes. And I know that I don't have to care about what other people think about me. I have to love myself, and I have to focus on those who love me. But yeah. In the end, we will all lie in life. But it is best to avoid resorting to bending truth or hiding it. Instead, we should be confident and own up to the truth, like God calls us to do. As read the wise words of Harry Styles, be honest and vulnerable. That's what makes you feel human. And feeling human, the good and the bad, is what life is. Even though honesty is hard, it is part of trusting God, as demonstrates the story of Queen Esther. One can become vulnerable when being honest, but it's the right thing to do, and in the end, God will show up and He will exalt us. I want to leave you with this before I go. When you feel tempted to lie about anything, I want you to ask yourself this: am I walking in God's secure path by saying this? Or am I lying out of the fear of others' opinions? If you have something today that you aren't being 100% honest to yourself or to others about, I want you to confess it, if it's to you or if it's to God. And I want you to pray about it, and I want you to feel free after you release that feeling of that you can't talk to anybody, or whatever it is that you're feeling. It might not be that. And if you would like to talk to somebody, you can talk to one of our many amazing volunteers here. They will pray with you, and they will help you to find solutions, and everything will be better. And most of all, I want you to pray to God. I want you to ask for forgiveness, and I want you to ask for Him to go in your life, and I know He's going to fill you with His presence, and He's going to help you. Believe me. But yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you.